Hello everyone, this is Nillufary. Today is Wednesday, October 2nd, 2019. I'm at the entrance of the Athens Bar Association. As you know, on September 5th, 2019, I had submitted 2 complaints against 2 individual leaders to this organization. And after a long, exhausting marathon, I was finally able to obtain copies of my complaints on September 26th. I paid 80 euros for my complaints, and they are registered here under this protocol number. It was a long, exhausting process for the obtaining of my copies, but I'm not going to talk about it. I explained this in my previous video. Today I went inside and I wanted to, record this in their conference room. They wouldn't let me, so they said if I didn't leave, they are going to call the police. So I'm recording the video here outside the building on the pavement. So here is one of the complaints about one of the lawyers, Miss Maria Chartokoli. I'm going to read this quickly, and I will publish all the supplementary documents along this video on my Facebook page. So you can see all these documents there. I'm not going to speak about those documents, but if you wish, you can check my Facebook page and see those documents for yourself. So here, this was addressed to Dimitrios Vesios, chairman of the chairman of the Bar Association. Subject: a complaint against attorney Maria Chartokoli. Dear Mr. President of the Athens Bar Association, I am filing this complaint against Ms. Maria Chartokoli, who is believed to be a member of your association. This complaint comes as a result of Ms. Chartokoli's poor services, including poor communication, improperly representing conflicting interests, negligence, discourtesy, dishonesty, and potentially betrayal on a case number 55-2892/7406/2017. She had represented in September 20th, 2017. I am still suffering from the outcomes of the court's decision, and Ms. Chartokoli's incompetence and her conflicts of interests that had certainly affected our preparation before the day of the court and the court's outcomes as well. It also appears that she had also failed to properly and truthfully inform me about the court's decision. In September 2017, and on behalf of an organization associated with human rights, she had agreed to voluntarily and free of charges represent me on the said case above. However, regardless of multiple requests, whether verbal or written, she had never provided me with a copy of the documents of the case she had in her possession. She had also entirely neglected to collect any documents. Police reports about my illegal detentions I asked of her in order to be presented to the court in an effort to win the dispute. I also have reason to believe she also did not submit one particular and important letter that Professor Brad Blitz had written and addressed to the court in support of my case. Initially, she had purposely delayed contacting Professor Brad Blitz for the letter he wrote and addressed to the court in the year 2017. Even though she could do it days and even weeks before the day of the trial, but she contacted the professor only 24 hours before the timing of the court, with a clear hope that the professor will never manage to write his letter, as he had also had to resend the letter again for the grammatical errors he had made due to the fact of hurrying the letter in the first place. In an email from September 78, 2017, she describes that the authorization, written in Greek, I gave her was only for receiving documents on my behalf and not for representing me in a court. This was contrary to what I was being told verbally before signing that document. If she was not authorized to represent me as she claimed in her email, then why she was interested in receiving documents about my case? This raised serious concerns and suspicion about Ms. Chartokoli's actual intentions. Was she acting on behalf of a third and invisible party? Had she been tasked to collect documents and information from me? The documents I believe she had never presented to the court to mislead me and keep me in the dark and uninformed, to act contrary to what she had been authorized to do. Had she only pretended to be my lawyer so that she could drive the case in the direction the third party wanted? If this proven to be true, not only she had betrayed my case from the beginning, but she had also committed an atrocious human crime. Several weeks prior to the trial, she had made several attempts in order to persuade me to give up my rights and my consistent protest at the doorsteps of the UNHCR's office, which had been already undergoing for several months. It again occurred to me that she was protecting the interests of other entities rather than my interests. On one particular occasion, she had even disrespectfully made me leave her office, mainly because of her failure in reasoning and convincing me to give up my protest. A task she was not signed up for, at least not by me, but perhaps by others whom I was not aware of. Out of helplessness and inability to find legal aid elsewhere, as none of the humanitarian NGOs, even up to date, had been willing to assist my case in any ways, and mostly for the sake of my case, I had been basically and uncomfortably forced into tolerating Ms. Chartokoli's recklessness, her superior attitudes, and her constant and repeated humiliations. Ms. Chartokoli had also entirely neglected a perpetrated assault targeted at me by a car driver at the doorsteps of the UNHCR's office in November 20, 2017. An attempted murder perpetrated by a passenger car in the middle of the street opposite to the UNHCR's office. A car driver, using the car he was driving, hits me once, then waiting for me to get up, thus to hit me again, and simply runs away. I suffered several injuries from this incident, but regardless of 2 days of tireless efforts, the police refused to file a complaint against the driver. I was told, since the accident did not lead to my death, therefore, to the police it was not a crime worthy of investigation. I had been protesting in the middle of the street as a direct result of the above order. Several days after the said trial, which took place in September 20, 2017, I received a phone call from Ms. Chartokoli, who had claimed to have had won the case, and therefore there had been no legal grounds left on the basis of which I could have been prohibited from entering the UNHCR's building or being punished for that. In practice, what had happened afterwards was completely contrary to what Ms. Chartokoli had claimed, which is why I believe she was also dishonest and misleading, even improperly informing me about the court's decision. Was it because my rights and my life had no value to her? As a result of the above order and still up to date, all my attempts of reaching out to the UNHCR's office or even approaching their building will only result in further punishments such as unnecessary, violent, and physical assaults by the guards of the UNHCR building, the people inside the UNHCR building, the employees of the organization, and even the Hellenic police. In fact, I have had up to 18 trials in the court of Athens, the Casterio will be so far, simply on the counts of attempting to reach the UNHCR's office and seeking a durable and sustainable solution for my life. I have as well been practically imprisoned in 5 different prison facilities in 5 different occasions on the same accounts, and still up to date have not been able to enter the UNHCR's office even once. If the court's order was not indeed the actual cause for all these punishments, then how else any of these can be explained or be justified? This adds one more reason to believe Ms. Chartokoli, for her own reasons, had given me false information about the court's decision, and if so, then how is this ethical, and in what ways Ms. Chartokoli had been loyal to my case or had even tried to serve my interests? Following the recent physical assaults on me at the doorsteps of the UNHCR office on Monday, July 22, 2019, and whereas I can no longer afford to let my rights be infringed upon, nor can I tolerate any more of this barbarity and the continued physical assault directed at me at the doorsteps of the UNHCR office by various entities only because I try to reach the organization and need their assistance, and hence the above order appears to be the core of the problem. Thus, at the Court of Athens, I had been trying to make an appeal for a clarification on this order. While attempting to submit the said appeal, I had learned that there had been several updates on the above case which I knew nothing about. I also learned that there would be another hearing on this case in July 4, 2020, which as well I wasn't aware of. This mounted as yet another failure of Ms. Chartokoli for not sharing her information with me about the case. She had never told me, neither in writing nor verbally, that she will not be representing me in this case anymore, which is why it was her duty and responsibility to keep me informed about any changes or any information corresponding the case. Dear Mr. President of the Athens Bar Association, given the thorough details and the provided documents that would come along with this complaint letter, I believe Ms. Maria Chartokoli had grossly violated her ethical and professional obligations in a lawyer-client relationship in the said case above, a gross violation that would even count for malpractice, and hence I hope that the association will consider investigating Ms. Chartokoli's crimes and decide on a proper punishment for her. Additionally, I will also require a written apology from Ms. Maria Chartokoli, which needs to be written in English, an acknowledgement of her poor services, negligence, and her dishonest and misleading attitudes that not only caused me significant financial damages but also hurt feelings. She must also provide me with an official document that must revoke the previous authorization. Furthermore, I am also hoping that the Athens Bar Association will also consider offering its assistance in whatever ways and whatever capacity possible to help bring an end to this humanitarian tragedy, partly resulted from the above court's order. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I will remain at your disposal should you require any further information. I am anxiously looking forward to your kind assistance on the said matters above. Yours respectfully, Nillufary, Anwar. Registered case number at the Greek Asylum Office 12826 from the year 2014. Address: my shelter located in front of the UNHCR's main office in Athens, since March 21st, 2017, Chartokoli 91, Athens, Greece. I also provided some links to my Facebook page, Twitter account, and YouTube channel. And here I also, in the attachment parts, I mentioned that I provided them with the supplementary document. This document was signed on Tuesday, September 3rd, 2019, and was submitted to the disciplinary department, disciplinary authority on September 5th, 2019. Please share this video with everybody. And if you are a lawyer, if you are a Greek citizen, you know a lawyer from any organization who would be interested in defending this case before the European Court of Human Rights, please reach out to me via my Facebook page or my email address, which are public. If you are an European citizen associated with the human rights organization, or know somebody in a human rights organization, please inform them about my case. Any kind of help is very much appreciated. Okay, thank you very much again. Have a good day. Bye.